a bibliography of the detective or mystery novels and other works of Agatha Christie. Novels: Agatha Christie wrote 66 detective or mystery novels. Collections of short stories. In addition to her 66 mystery novels, Christie published 153 short stories in her career. Almost all of these were written for publication in fiction magazines, with over half of them first appearing in the 1920s. They were then published in book form in various collections, some of which were identical in the UK and US and others where publication took place in one market but not the other. 12 of the stories which were published in the Sketch magazine in 1924 under the subheading of The Man Who Was Number 4 were joined in one continuous narrative in the novel The Big Four in 1927. 4 other stories, The Submarine Plans, Christmas Adventure, The Mystery of the Baghdad Chest, and The Second Gong, were expanded into longer narratives by Christie. Only one short story remains unpublished in the UK in book form, Three Blind Mice, on which Christie placed a moratorium whilst the stage play based on the story, The Mousetrap, was still running in the West End. Prior to this, the story was published in 4 installments in the weekly magazine Woman's Own in the issues dated December 31, 1948 to January 21, 1949, with illustrations by K.J. Petz. In the US, Christmas Adventure is the only story unpublished. The longer version Adventure of the Christmas Pudding, which is based on Christmas Adventure, can be found in Double Sin and Other Stories under the name The Theft of the Royal Ruby. The main collections in both markets are 1924 Poirot Investigates, 1929 Partners in Crime, 1930 The Mysterious Mr. Quinn, 1932 The 13 Problems, 1933 The Hound of Death, 1934 The Listerdale Mystery, 1934 Parker Pyne Investigates, 1937 Murder in the Mews, 1939 The Regatta Mystery and Other Stories, 1947 The Labors of Hercules, 1948 The Witness for the Prosecution and Other Stories, 1953 Blind Mice and Other Stories, 1951 The Underdog and Other Stories, 1960 The Adventure of the Christmas Pudding, 1961 Double Sin and Other Stories, 1971 The Golden Ball and Other Stories, 1974 Poirot's Early Cases, 1979 Miss Marple's Final Cases and Two Other Stories, 1984 Hercule Poirot's Casebook, 1991 Problem at Palença Bay and Other Stories, 1997 The Harlequin Tea Set, 1997 While the Light Lasts and Other Stories, 2013 Hercule Poirot and the Grenshaw Folly. In addition, various collections have been published over the years which reprint short stories which have previously appeared in other collections, for example Surprise, Surprise. On occasion, besides the reprinted material, these collections have sometimes contained the first book printing of an individual story, for example The Market-Basing Mystery and the UK version of 13 for Luck, which later appeared in the same market in Poirot's Early Cases. Romance novels written under the pen name Mary Westmacott, 1930 Giant's Bread, 1934 Unfinished Portrait, 1944 Absent in the Spring, 1948 The Rose and the Yew Tree, 1952 A Daughter's a Daughter, 1956 The Burden, Plays, 1930 Black Coffee, 1943 And Then There Were None, 1944 Murder on the Nile Hidden Horizon, 1945 Appointment with Death, 1951 The Hollow, 1952 The Mousetrap, 1953 Witness for the Prosecution, 1954 Spider's Web, 1956 A Daughter's a Daughter, 1956 Towards Zero, 1958 Verdict, 1958 The Unexpected Guest, 1960 Go Back for Murder, 1962 Rule of Three, 1972 Fiddler's 3, 1973 Auchnaton, 2003 Chimneys, Radio Plays, 1937 The Yellow Iris, 1947 Three Blind Mice, 1948 Butter in a Lordly Dish, 1954 Personal Call, Television Plays, 1937 Wasp's Nest, Non-Fiction, 1946 Come, Tell Me How You Live, 1977 Agatha Christie, An Autobiography, 2012 The Grand Tour, Around the World with a Queen of Mystery, Other Published Works, 1925 The Road of Dreams, 1965 Star Over Bethlehem and Other Stories, 1973 Poems, co-authored works, 1930 Behind the Screen. A radio serial written together with Hugh Walpole, Dorothy L. Sayers, Anthony Berkeley, E. C. Bentley and Ronald Knox of the Detection Club. Published in book form in 1983 in The Scoop and Behind the Screen. 1931 The Scoop. A radio serial written together with Dorothy L. Sayers, E. C. Bentley, Anthony Berkeley, Freeman Woolscrofts and Clemence Dane of the Detection Club. Published in book form in 1983 in The Scoop and Behind the Screen. 1931 The Floating Admiral. A book written together with G. K. Chesterton, Dorothy L. Sayers and certain other members of the Detection Club, 1956 Towards Zero, unpublished material, Personal Call, The Woman in the Kennet, La Mughal del Knita, retrieved June 19, 2013. Butter in a lordly dish, being so very willful, Snow upon the Desert, Stronger than Death, The Green Gate, The Grenshaw Folly, published in Kindle format as Hercule Poirot and The Grenshaw Folly on November 12, 2013. The War Bride, Eugenia and Eugenics, Witch Hazel, Someone at the Window, Miss Perry, works by other authors based on Christie's works, plays adapted into novels. Charles Osborne novelized 3 of Christie's plays, 1998 Black Coffee, 1999 The Unexpected Guest, 2000 Spider's Web. These 3 novels are now available in the collection Murder in 3 Stages. Works adapted into plays, 1928 Alibi, 1932 Roads of Memory, 1936 Love from a Stranger, 1939 Tea for 3, 1940 Peril at End House, 1949 Murder at the Vicarage, 1956 Towards Zero, 1977 A Murder is Announced, 1981 Cards on the Table, 1993 Murder is Easy, 2005 And Then There Were None, 2012 The Mysterious Affair at Styles, 2014 Tommy and Tuppence and the Shepherd's Warning. The first time Agatha Christie Limited has granted the license for her works to be adapted into a live interactive murder mystery production. References